So choosing the best option, this is where I got cut off last time. So I would ask for an inquiry into the situation because David was bullied and coerced. There needs to be an exemption with the no tolerance policy of weapons on school grounds, as this case is extenuating circumstances. I would consult all stakeholders with my justifications of why I want this inquiry and the facts behind the matter. I believe holding an inquiry is akin to a court of law, where all the information and facts get to be displayed, and certain options are delivered to all the stakeholders, so they could see the importance of how a no tolerance policy can actually damage innocent students. So I believe they need to see all the information, all the facts, and then they can kind of see where Mr. Inman would be coming from. So imagine implementing your decision. So review and collect all the evidence and information from all involved, contact all relevant parties, organise an inquiry into the matter, hold an inquiry with all the stakeholders present, and present my case for acquitting David based on ethics and also a knowledge of the policies and their flaws. Because I think that the zero tolerance policy in this case has a flaw, and it's something that needs to be looked at or amended. So if a good case is constructed and the stakeholders are open-minded, hopefully they will relent. If they agree to let David go with no consequences, well, then they may need to think about how they make and enforce their current policies, and would they need to have things in their policies where your exemptions in their policies where if there's a situation like this that they need to be a bit flexible and open-minded about it. And the students involved, the parents involved, the principal, the superintendent, the school board and other possible stakeholders would all need to be present or informed of the outcome at least. Again, so if I was implementing my decision, so the focus has been on David and finding him innocent of all charges. However, we can't forget about poor James. Once he's done his time, he needs support in following the school rules, and he needs guidance to do the right thing. So Mr. Inman was making progress with him, the after school basketball and stuff like that. But again, he needs to help and support James once he returns to school. James needs to be reminded of the consequences of his actions. So he also needs to be acknowledged with his courage that he owned up to his infringement. But really it's about supporting him, and he's been through the punishment system several times. So I think the focus would be more on his improvements instead of his past misdemeanors, and trying to help him create a better future for himself. And if this plan does not go as intended, I would fight for a change and autonomy. I would advocate for more power to the school leaders to decide about policies on a case-to-case basis, because they are all different. Not everything is set in stone. Hence, we have a bit of a grey area, not just a black and white scenario. Not only does the lack of power affect students, but also the school leader may suffer if they can see an injustice or an extenuating circumstance that does not fill the mould of normal policies and consequences, but they have no option but to follow the district procedure. When they go home at night, they'd be stressing out because they've had to do something that they didn't believe in. So I think they need more flexibility, more power in making the judgments. A school leader needs to be able to assess and follow their own moral compass for the benefit of their school and students. And I've got another standard here, and that's candidates use their understanding and capacity to undertake and implement this work within a school setting, because it's all about improving his school, improving students, and by having that flexibility and having that autonomy to be able to choose his own consequences and look at what the scenario is first before having to follow just one kind of one way is going to, you know, it's going to be better for the whole school environment and the school community as a whole. So this assignment, and that is my last slide. So this assignment got me thinking about the moral compass we've been going through, but also your resources, professional resources to reaching out. I didn't see a great deal of that from Mr. Inman. It's something that I think he could have done better. But I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you.